Hey guys, Matt Kohler here, bringing you another story in action. Today we're talking about Scarecrow, the Master of Fear himself, and how after many fights with Batman, death was almost certain. How did he survive, you may ask? All that will be answered after the jump.
Gotham City was never peaceful, but it had seen better days than what we have witnessed the last several years, thanks to the hands of Jonathan Crane. In case you were unaware, Mr. Crane was once a prestigious Gotham University professor. Was he insane before he got hired, or did he slowly lose his mind as a professor? No one knows, but what everyone knows is he became Scarecrow, the Master of Fear. Scarecrow would use his students as test subjects for his experiments, forcing them to do whatever he wished. It only took a matter of time till the school caught on and fired him. Fortunately for Crane, the school never knew what exactly he was working on. He now only had one choice for subjects: Gotham. Scarecrow began his assault, but was quickly stopped by none other than Batman. The two of them were almost the same, forces of fear, dreaded by their enemies. But still, Scarecrow was no match. Scarecrow faced his nemesis several times, but it never seemed he could overcome his foe. Crane was always able to make his escape from a crime scene or break out of Arkham. I spoke with several workers at the asylum, and the only thing they wished to comment was, "Scarecrow and the others out there are causing this place to keep afloat. I would rather not have this job than go home every night knowing this monster could make me his next target." As you can see, Scarecrow has caused fear in our city, and I don't know if that will ever go away. Ever since criminals like him started showing up, the city has changed forever. But as long as Batman is here to save us Gothamites, we can sleep quietly. For now. 6 years ago, Crane escaped Arkham Asylum in order to face his foe one last time in a fight that would determine which one was better. Fortunately, the Caped Crusaders saved those who were captured and defeated the Professor. Crane, though, escaped with his life and went into hiding, searching for something he had never looked for before. That was an answer to Batman. We know from sources that won't give their names that Crane believed at this point he was no match for Batman, but maybe he could create something that would be. That is when he located Black Mask to join his cause, to put an end to their problem. Mask was known around Gotham as the businessman. He funded most of the crime in Gotham and controlled the harbor, a position that used to be operated by none other than Roman Sionis. The two joined forces under one pretense. Unfortunately, we couldn't find anyone who knew of the deal. All we know is that those two agreed upon working together. Not only did he recruit Mask, but also his assistant, Professor Raven, as well as Abigail Arcane and the muscle of the group, Deathstroke. The five of them became the Society of Fear. Scarecrow wanted to defeat Batman, but he was interested in something far greater: his legacy, Fear's legacy. He knew it was only a matter of time before his days were over, and he needed to set his plan in motion. How crazy does someone have to be to break into Arkham Asylum on the brink of death? October 12th, Crane and the rest of Society of Fear broke in to locate test subjects for his new project. The subjects would be tested with his new serum, called Fear. The serum would infect the psyche and do one of two things: infest the mind and take it over, or be defied by the mind and harnessed by it. No one besides Arcane and Crane knew of its powers. Everyone else believed they were there to set up a stronghold against Batman. Like always, Batman broke in, ready to take down the Society of Fear. The only ones that stood against him were Arcane and Deathstroke, but even they fell before Batman. It was only a matter of time before Batman would make his way to Crane, but Scarecrow wasn't ready for a fight. Scarecrow knew at this point he was no match for Batman, but he had to face him in order to reach his goal: to keep Fear alive. I spoke with a security guard, and all he said about the battle was, Batman ended it in a matter of seconds, finishing the threat quicker than he entered. As the city now knows, the asylum was destroyed from this fight due to an explosion occurring in the medical center, causing Batman to be launched off the building along with Crane. As of today, the asylum is still not rebuilt due to this battle, and it's caused Commissioner Gordon to spread the inmates throughout Gotham's numerous underground holding cells. For Batman, no one ever found a body. As for Crane, There was no sign of a body. But this was not the last trace of information that we gathered about Scarecrow. At the site of the destroyed asylum, Gordon and the other officers uncovered a camera, which revealed Crane leaving with a mysterious figure. The figure we now know as Nightmare, but before was just the man that saved the monster. That turned out not to be entirely true, for this man was worse than the monster, for he would become what Crane was seeking. For many months, Crane was trying everything he could to find the missing piece to his legacy, and when near death, he found him, and Nightmare found Crane. In order for Fear to come back to the hands of Scarecrow, he needed to complete his protege. The man known as Nightmare trained until almost death, being injected by Fear countless times in order to be ready for his ultimate test. That's when it hit Crane. Fear was Nightmare's purpose, and flag to hold as he marched his way through Gotham. Nightmare became Fear, and used it as a religion. Nightmare believed in something Crane only began to grasp. To harness Fear, one must become Fear, like how Batman did. In the last 3 years, Nightmare has gathered his forces, spreading his religion of fear in an attempt to bring out Batman once again. So how did Scarecrow cheat death? In some ways he didn't. 5 months after the explosion of Arkham, police officer Susan Johns found his body near Gotham Piers. Make no mistake, Scarecrow is dead, but something much worse than him is alive. Scarecrow's ideas of the Master of Fear live on through Nightmare. All of Crane's teachings became Nightmare's religion of fear, and now Scarecrow's idea of keeping fear alive runs through Nightmare. Nightmare's sole purpose is to be evolution and level all that is old in Gotham City. That means everyone. Crane gave the powers he once had to Nightmare in order to bring the fight to Batman. So who is the Master of Fear? Well, Scarecrow once called himself that, but he is no more. As for Nightmare, he cannot call himself that either until he completes his mission, defeat Batman. He believes that the only way to do so is in a fight to the end. Batman is considered the greatest in Gotham City. No one can be titled or revered as anything like the greatest until they conquer the greatest. That was Crane's mission, and now it's Nightmare's mission.
Scarecrow lived on through Nightmare's purpose, to destroy the old and to defeat Batman. This will make him the Master of Fear. But that's not where the story ends. Click here to see the pilot where Nightmare first appeared, or get ready for the live stream, where we announce to you guys Batman Master of Fear coming. See you soon.